All right, guys, in this video, I'm going to be going through our new ManipulationX V.2 indicator and going over my exact settings that I use when I am trading cryptocurrency and also the settings that I would recommend if you're trading Nasdaq, okay? We've had a great day today trading Nasdaq with the new algo. So I'm going to be going over exactly what I look for on a daily basis to enter a trade so you guys can do the same. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. All right, so we had some really good setups today here on Nasdaq. So let's jump into, what my chart is going to look like and how you guys can replicate exactly what I look at, okay? So we're going to start first with Nasdaq, and then we'll jump into the settings that I use for crypto. By the way, okay, I don't think this even has to be said, but I'm going to say it anyway. Please, guys, don't use more than one or two indicators on your screen at once, okay? The manipulation model is a strategy in and of itself, meaning you don't need support and resistance. You don't need other indicators on your chart. We have developed this indicator. So if you are trading with this strategy, you only need this one indicator, okay? I like having the oscillator at the bottom of my screen as well. I like to actually see the momentum waves with my own eyes for more confirmation, but that is also coded into this indicator. So please do not be one of those people who has like 10 different indicators on your chart. You can't read what the hell is going on. It's just not a good look. You're only overcomplicating things for yourself. Now that that's out of the way, okay, so we have our two indicators on the screen. We have the ManipulationX indicator. We have the easy oscillator at the bottom of my screen. First link in the description below if you guys do not have access already. Let's jump into my settings here. Okay, we're going to jump into the settings and I'll show you guys what I personally use. Now, you guys may want to tweak these settings if you're new to trading, you're not profitable yet, you want to wait for only those high probability setups. However, these are my personal settings, okay? I have the momentum filter turned off. I have the V-shape reversal turned off, and I have the show recent trades only turned off. So I really don't have any filters on. Now, what is the point of this, right? Because you guys would probably think I would have all the filters on to only filter out these A+ setups. Well, I'll show you why I don't like having the filters on personally. Let's say I turn on momentum filter and V-shape reversal. Okay, we're gonna turn this on and we're gonna see what happens on the chart here. Okay, so it actually got rid of one of the profitable signals here, right? Or a signal that I would take, right? This would probably be a break-even trade, but this is a signal that I would take, okay? However, even though we didn't have the bullish momentum, we did have a bullish divergence here, which just happened to confirm, a candle or two after, right? So in a situation like this is why I like to have the oscillator at the bottom of my screen, because this is still technically a valid setup, okay? Even though the momentum divergence confirmed a candle or two later, it was still in the process of forming, okay? So what I like to do, because I'm already an experienced trader and I know what to look for, I will filter out these trades myself, right? So for example, looking at Nasdaq here, I'm not gonna take this long signal here, right? This is not a sweep of external liquidity that I've marked out before the market opens, okay? This was not an external sweep. This was an internal sweep, okay? Same thing for the sell signal, right? This is not an external sweep. So these signals I've automatically filtered out, right? There's no momentum there either. This sell signal here from this morning technically did follow the rules. This was a winning trade. I also marked out these levels in advance before market opened this morning, and price kind of just played ping pong between these levels, making it really easy to trade this morning. Also a rejection off of that higher time frame fair value gap. So I like to filter out the trades myself. Now I do like to have these higher time frame fair value gaps on my chart, okay? For Nasdaq, I like the 15-minute and the 1 hour fair value gaps. Whenever you see price delivering from a 1 hour or a 15-minute fair value gap, I recommend trading Nasdaq on the 1 minute time frame, by the way. This is going to be an A+ setup, right? Whenever you have, a sweep of internal liquidity, a sweep of external liquidity all the way to the left here, and you're delivering off of a higher time frame fair value gap with bearish momentum, right? Clear bearish momentum right here, bearish divergences on our oscillator. This is going to be an A+ setup, meaning 80% plus win rate, maybe even like 90% win rate. Like this will most of the time play out, right? And this one hit our full TP here for a little over 2 risk to reward. If you guys don't know, the strategy I use for this indicator is a full PDF inside the Pro Discord with access to how to use this. But what I look for are sweeps of key levels, okay? So what is a key level? It's going to be a higher time frame liquidity level, right? So this was our previous day low here, right? Previous day low, previous day high, pre-market high, pre-market low. Those are going to be your key levels, right? I don't use any indicators to find these levels. I just plot them myself. Like I literally will just remove everything from my chart and I will just mark out these very obvious highs and lows. Okay, like it's not rocket science. You guys are overcomplicating finding these levels, right? It's very easy. You're just marking out the most notable levels. And then if you have that overlap with a higher time frame fair value gap, that is going to be a high probability setup or an A+ setup. And then of course, a time frame for entry is going to be the 1 minute time frame, looking for those sharp V-shaped reversals. You can see all of these trades this morning were V-shaped reversals, right? Sharp move up, sharp move down, notable inversions as well, right? Not a small inversion, but like a decent size. I mean, this one was kind of small, but you know, this inversion here, very clear inversions on our chart, right? Not small fair value gaps. Okay, let's go over my settings now for crypto, okay? I like to trade on a slightly higher time frame. So I keep the settings the exact same, right? I like to filter the trades out by myself, but instead of showing the internal liquidity at 15 and 1 hour, I will change it to 1 hour and 4 hour, right? Because I'm usually not entering below a 15-minute to 1 hour time frame when I'm trading crypto. So let's load up Ethereum here, and I'll show you guys some setups here in real time that we're looking at, okay? So let's go down to a 1 hour time frame. Again, looking for these setups. See, we have a 4 hour bullish fair value gap here, as well as some equal lows. So if price comes down to this level, I will be looking for the manipulation model on the 1 hour time frame, meaning for price to come down to this level, look for that inversion right here, right? This would be the inversion, and then enter as soon as that signal fires on the algo, something like this, targeting external liquidity as my take profit. This is how I'm able to plan certain trades in advance using this indicator, right? Again, even looking at Ethereum right now, right? I see we have a 1 hour and a 4 hour bearish fair value gap here after a sweep of liquidity and bullish momentum. So this technically follows our rules. I don't like entering this deep into premium, right? Because if we take the local range here, you know, we'd be longing directly into that golden pocket fib. You know, normally I like to look for that inversion near that low that we swept, right? So a sweep of liquidity into a V-shaped reversal, right? This would not be a V-shaped reversal. So this is going to be a higher risk setup. However, maybe if we're taking a swing trade, you know, looking at this on a 4 hour time frame, if we get a massive 4 hour candle closure within the next few candles, this could also be a potential swing trade here on Ethereum on the 4 hour time frame. Looking for that inversion, enter the trade. Obviously, the high time frame trend is bullish. You always want to use bias along with this indicator. You never want to fade the trend, right? You always want to trade with the trend. We'll go over one more example on, let's say, Solana. I don't even know what Solana is at right now, but let's go over Solana as well. So we're currently delivering off of a 4 hour bullish fair value gap right here. I want to make it very clear, you know, we're not taking these trades, right? This is why the filters can be useful if you guys just want to take high probability setups and you guys don't know how to spot these setups for yourself, right? If I turn on the momentum filter and the V-shaped reversal, it literally gets rid of all of the losing trades except for this winning one down here, right? But I can easily distinguish those with my own eyes, so it's no issue. Sweep of liquidity. Again, I don't really see any good potential setup here. Maybe if we get a 1 hour inversion here on Solana, but again, you know, that's not a V-shaped reversal, so that's not going to be a high probability trade. This would be maybe like a B setup here, okay? So if we get something like this, closure above this 1 hour inverse. Also, I don't like taking inversions when there's another bearish fair value gap right above. So I'll try to find a better example of a trade that we can actually take. Okay, so actually looking at Bitcoin here, guys, you know, this is a trade that I would actually take. If we get a 4 hour inverse here within the next candle or two, to me, that would still be a solid setup. We took out these equal lows down here at the range lows, took out this internal liquidity. This would be the manipulation move. Oscillator is near that oversold. So this could very well be the manipulation move right here, guys. And this would be a trade that I would be interested in taking here on Bitcoin. Stop loss below this inverse fair value gap. Moving my stop loss to break even at this structure high, right? The most recent structure high. Technically, this would be the most recent structure high, but I mean, that risk to reward is absolutely shit, even for the break even. So I'll take it at around a 1-to-1, right? Move my stop loss to break even around there and target the all-time high or the external liquidity as my full take profit for around a 3.5 risk to reward. I'll show you guys another good setup that I'm looking at. So we have this 4 hour bullish fair value gap, right? We tagged into it, but we didn't reach the midpoint yet. So we could still technically come down here, guys, take this low out, and then again, I'd be looking for the manipulation model, meaning bullish divergences on a lower time frame with that inverse fair value gap within a few candles, reclaiming this low right here. That would be my long entry, stop loss below that inverse fair value gap, targeting the external liquidity, probably targeting here as my take profit. So again, I'm just making trade plans here in real time, showing you guys, what I would look for using this indicator and the settings that I'm using. Well, that's going to be it for this video, guys. Hopefully you understand how to use this indicator a little bit better and exactly what to look for. If you guys have any other questions, let me know down in the comment section below or tag me inside the Discord and I will get back to you guys. If you guys want access to these indicators for yourself, make sure to click the first link in the description below. Subscribe to the channel for more trading content, and I will see you guys next video.